Hello everyone and welcome to the Ingles table. I'm Dr. Monique, the physician in the kitchen, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious cheesy vegan mac and cheese. I got everything I needed from my local Ingles, so let's get started. So the basis of any good mac and cheese is your roux. So we're gonna go ahead and make ours using plant-based butter that I found at my local Ingles. So we're just gonna go ahead and melt that over medium heat. And while that's melting, I'm gonna just show you I've already got my whole wheat elbow noodles already made and ready to go. And you want to be sure not to overcook them because remember, they're going to cook a little bit more or a lot more while they're baking. So cook them to just al dente. So be sure to follow the package directions. So as our butter is melting, we're going to add in our whole wheat flour. So to make your roux, you're gonna use 1 part butter to 1 part flour. So here I'm using about 2 tablespoons of each. So now that our butter is nice and melted, we're going to whisk in the flour. And you wanna constantly stir so that you don't get any clumps, just like when you're making gravy, same kind of concept. You're gonna cook this until you get those nutty notes from your flour, till you start to smell the nuttiness. If you're looking to adopt a more plant-based diet, be sure to check out all the offerings at your local Ingles. I was able to find plant-based cheese, plant-based butter, plant-based milk, whole wheat flour, you name it. Even nutritional yeast, which we'll talk about in a second. So now I'm gonna just pour in my plant-based milk. Here I'm using soy, but you can use almond. The key thing is, be sure it's unsweetened because you don't want sweet mac and cheese. We're going for savory. And again, Ingles has a very nice selection of plant-based milks at reasonable prices too. All right, so now I'm gonna add in some nutritional yeast. So this is something that plant-based or vegans use to add umami to their food. It's got that savory taste to it, and it's got health benefits as well. It's vegan, it's gluten-free, fat-free, sugar-free, so checks a lot of boxes. And it helps to give you that cheesy taste as well. So we're gonna let this simmer for just a little bit, thicken up a little bit, and then we're going to add in the rest of our ingredients. All right, so now that we've got our base ingredients in, we're gonna go ahead and add in our cheese. Because what's mac and cheese without cheese? So this is a plant-based cheese that I'm using, again, very easily found at your local Ingles. And I'm gonna add most of it in here. We're gonna leave some for the top. And we're gonna just stir this and let this melt into a nice creamy sauce. And then we're gonna add in our spices. All right, now that our cheese is all melted, we're gonna add in our spices. So we've got some mustard, some ground mustard, some garlic powder, some smoked paprika. I love the smokiness this adds to the dish. And of course, some salt and pepper. We need smell-o-vision because this smells so good. We're gonna just combine all this. And then we are going to give our noodles a nice little bath in this cheesy sauce and pop it in the oven. I like to make sure my noodles are nice and coated, so I pour it into a bowl first so I can give it a good stir. Who says vegans can't have mac and cheese? All right, let's give it a good stir. Make sure every noodle gets a little bit of that love. I think that's ready. All right, we're gonna put this into our prep dish. I just sprayed it with a little nonstick spray. I'm gonna pour that in there. Perfect. And then I like to sprinkle a little more cheese on top, but you can top this with breadcrumbs, whatever you like to put on top of your mac and cheese to get that crust. For me, it's all about the crust. All right, let's pop this into our preheated oven at 350, and we're gonna bake it for about 30 to 35 minutes till the top is nice and golden and has that crust on it. Okay, it's been about 30 to 35 minutes and our mac and cheese is baked to perfection. Thank you so much for joining me here at Ingles Table. Be sure and check out the website for more tips, tricks, and recipes. I'll see you next time.